welcome to session 7 of this Mindful Me program. Today we continue to explore yet another mindful approach. So far we have discovered how approaching things mindfully, with gratitude, with kindness and patience, brings us greater happiness and peace in our daily lives, don't you think? Well, today we will uncover how by allowing and accepting life situations, those that we have no control over, we can make challenging moments much easier to handle and relieve us from that pressure that most of us experience when we're facing difficult times, making them far more pleasant to live through and almost making them feel as if they weren't a problem after all. When we face a challenging situation or things are not turning out quite the way we plan, we tend to hold a grudge and become angry and bitter and resist ourselves from experiencing the situation, even to the extent of fighting against it. It is almost like running against a strong gust of wind or swimming against a strong current. All this does is waste our energy, as by resisting the situation, we are not stopping anything from happening. Some things will happen just the way they are meant to anyway, with or without our approval. All we are doing by resisting is making things harder for ourselves. When we resist situations, we tend to do this with our thoughts, by thinking or saying things that go against what is happening. For example, no, I can't do this. This is not what I want. I am not giving in to this. I refuse. By thinking these thoughts, we are creating other unpleasant emotions which surface, like frustration, anger, disappointment, simply because we are refusing to allow and accept the reality that is happening when it is out of our control. By resisting it, we are letting ourselves fall into this state of stress and tension, and we blind ourselves from seeing the opportunities this situation is actually giving us to grow. So we end up turning them away, neglecting any chance that arises to help us adjust and adapt to the situation we may be facing. Can you think of a moment where you have resisted a situation you didn't want happening and have no control over? How did that turn out for you? All this does is prolong our ability to grow, learn, and transform into new situations life is bringing us. And apart from draining our energy and wasting time, we make this a lot harder and unpleasant for ourselves and those around us too. Let's face it, most of us don't like change, especially when these changes involve situations we fear or do not want to imagine ourselves in. This happens mainly because we get comfortable and happy living in the situation we're used to. We feel safe and familiar with it. So any new possibilities may seem scary as they are unknown to us. Because it is new, we feel we may not fit in or feel like we may not be able to handle it. But all these negative thoughts are simply thoughts. They're not real. They're an illusion we create in our minds based on what we fear about the situation. And all this does is make the mountain much harder and steeper to climb. When at the end of the day, when we learn to allow and accept the new situation we may be facing, we are enabling us to adapt, enabling us to transform and grow into a stronger and wiser version of ourselves. And sooner or later, that too will become the new comfortable, happy and safe place to be in, as we find this greater version of ourselves in this new experience. So where do we start? As you're doing this exercise, anytime you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts or emotions, take a moment and take 3 deep, mindful breaths to slow your breathing down and ground yourself by focusing on your senses. Remember, your aim is to remain as mindful and calm as possible, to help you see things and think things through as clearly and mindfully as possible. When you are facing a challenge or changes in your life which you have no control over and are not comfortable with the situation, the first thing you need to do is acknowledge how you feel about it. Acknowledge your discomfort and try to understand why this could be happening. Listen to yourself just as you would listen to a younger child who is telling you how they are feeling, their concerns, their worries, and so on. And comfort yourself too, with love and kindness, without judgment, just as you would to a younger child. Become aware of the emotions you are experiencing as they arise one by one. Allow them to surface and describe them mindfully as you're experiencing them. Notice where in your body you feel it, how it is moving, what shape, color, or texture you may visualize these emotions to be. You may be inspired to draw or color it on the paper provided, using the body figure to highlight exactly where you feel it in your body. Scan your body from head to toe and notice where these emotions are creating warm or cold or different sensations, maybe tension, and so on. You may wish to doodle or label the actual emotions you're experiencing on the paper too. As we understand, the emotions we experience come from our thoughts, so the next thing to do is become aware of our thoughts that are triggering those unpleasant emotions. Follow the emotion to the thought that may be triggering it. Observe the thoughts that are negative and write them down on the worksheet provided. Once you have written all the negative thoughts, read over them and ask yourself if they serve you in any way. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Then cross out those that don't serve you or scribble them out as you read over them. Do what feels right. Next, we are going to start allowing the positive thoughts to arise and write them down. Once you write down these thoughts that serve you, read over them and highlight them as you feel empowered by them. Decorate them or do anything you wish to make them stand out in a positive way. These positive thoughts are the ones you're going to read regularly to remind yourself that everything will be okay, just taking a little step at a time. So every time you notice a negative thought pop into your mind, let it go, knowing it doesn't serve you, and think of a positive one instead. Write down the difficulties you are facing within this challenge, and next to each of them, write down ways in which you can overcome them. Finally, write down what opportunities this situation is offering you to grow, to adapt, and become a better, stronger, and wiser version of yourself. Throughout this process, you have allowed yourself to be in the reality you are facing, and by doing this, you're already allowing yourself to gradually grow and adapt to it. Once we allow the situation to happen just the way it is meant to, we will then set ourselves free from the thoughts and those emotions pulling us back. And then we are able to replace them with thoughts and emotions that help us move forward. A major mindful approach you must have noticed me mentioning throughout this program is to accept. Accept things will happen the way they are meant to. Accept situations as they are. Accept others for who they are. And accept yourself just the way you are. Without expectation and without judgment. Pure and peaceful acceptance of what is in that moment. By accepting, we are allowing ourselves to be at peace with the situation, which will help us give our very best to handle things the best way we can within the circumstances given. Acceptance is key to being mindful as it brings us peace. Accepting some things might be easier than others though. So some things may take time for us to fully accept, but with daily practice and intention to accept, we can certainly achieve it. On the worksheet provided, write an affirmation expressing your acceptance of a situation as it is. For example, I accept things as they are. They are the way they're meant to be today. I accept the situation as it is. I trust it is happening just the way it is meant to. I accept this challenge as it is, and I will take the opportunities it is offering me to grow into a better version of myself. If the situation you are facing involves a person, your affirmation could be something like this. I accept her for who she is, and I will learn to respond to her as best as I can. I accept him as he is, and I understand we will both learn through this experience. I accept the decision they make, and I will allow myself to adapt to the new situation. If the situation you're facing involves yourself, your affirmation could be something like this. I accept myself as I am. This is who I am meant to be today. I accept myself as I am, and I will take any opportunity I am given to grow. Writing an affirmation and reciting it every time we're facing something we need to accept will help us implement our ability to accept this into our mindsets and make the process easier for us. Once you write an affirmation that resonates with you for acceptance, try adding a catchy melody to it that will help you remember and absorb the concept even better. If you wish, you can try extending your affirmation to a 4-line rhyming verse to sing. For example, I accept things as they are. They are the way they're meant to be today. I accept things as they are. I trust they're meant to be this way. Adding a catchy tune to your affirmation will not only make it easier to remember, but it will also stimulate the mood you want to create and help to transform your emotions from unpleasant to pleasant ones.
I accept things as they are the way they're meant to be. Today I accept things as they are, I trust they're meant to be this way.
If you have access to GarageBand on an iMac or an iPad, go into the loop section and try to find a drum beat that will work with your tune and affirmation.
I accept things as they are the way they're meant to be. Today I accept things as they are, I trust they're meant to be this way. I accept things as they are the way they're meant to be. Today I accept things as they are, I trust they're meant to be this way.
Next time you face a challenging situation, go back to these exercises we have just explored and see how they can help you through it. Remember to allow what you cannot control. Allow things to happen just the way they are meant to, even if you're not in agreement with it. Allow yourself to experience the emotions that come with the situation and observe them as they do. Give yourself permission to grow, adapt, and transform through the challenge, trusting that it will only create a better version of you yet to be discovered. And last but not least, find your peace through acceptance. Even if you don't agree with it, simply accept it. Accept things as they are when you have no control over them. This peace will allow you to remain mindful, to consciously choose how you can respond to the situation, and make wise choices to handle the situation to the best of your ability. Most importantly, remaining mindful will help you find your happiness through this experience, focusing on things to be grateful for and create valuable moments throughout it. Until next time, I wish you a peaceful, mindful week.